Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Another thing I'm going to do is reset a project that's very dear to me. It's called Diary of a Mad Snowman. It's an audiobook that's going to turn into an actual book. And someone very, very dear to me, Mr. James McCallum, who's been my friend for over 40 years, is going to put the chapters in order. He's going to put the subjects in order. And I'm going to get back to recording. Another thing I'm going to pursue is doing voice work. So all that I'll talk about a little bit later on in the I'll talk about that a little bit later on in the afternoon. Now, it is 17 after the hour. That's another thing I'm doing. I'm going back old school with it. That means breaks at the top of the bottom of the hour will require an ID because I'm running this on my radio station and my internet radio station and internet radio network, and anyone that wants to pick it up, be it television or audio or whatever, there's a fee attached to it. All right, down to business. Roger Craig is not in the Hall of Fame, and it's bullshit. Let's talk about it, shall we? Roger Craig is not in the Hall of Fame, which is stupid to me. Man, give me this button. I'm going to wear this button out, but I don't care. Give me this button. Roger Craig not in the Hall of Fame.
Now that's some bullshit.
It is bullshit. It's stupid. He was the first running back in NFL history with 1,000 season. The year was 1985, and he achieved said season against the Dallas Cowboys. All right? And he doesn't have a gold jacket for that. I'll tell you the exact play why he doesn't have a gold jacket for that. The year was 1991, January 13th, 1991. The scene was Candlestick Park. A fumble in an attempt to seal the game. The Niners were leading 13-12 against the New York Football Giants. And this is one of the most fabulous championship games I've ever seen because it was hard hitting from the beginning. Lawrence Taylor knocked the ball out, recovered it. The Giants drove it down, wore out the clock. Matt Barr, whom I playfully hate forever, kicked the game-winning field goal as time expired. Giants win 15-13 and stop San Francisco from even an attempt at a three-peat. Because of that play, in my opinion, Roger Craig will never see the Hall of Fame. And it's stupid. It's stupid. You're going to honor Marshall Faulk, who was tremendous. Don't get it twisted. Marshall Faulk was tremendous. You're going to honor Marshall Faulk with a gold jacket because he repeated the same feat and won less Super Bowls, by the way. Roger Craig has 3 titles. Marshall only has 1. And that came with the greatest show on turf in the St. Louis Rams in 1999. You're going to waste what Roger Craig did, what he meant to the 49ers and that 49er offense. And don't get it. Dang nabbit. Don't get it twisted. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Don't get it twisted. I know there was Montana, there was Jerry Rice, there was John Taylor, there was Brent Jones, there was Tom Rathman, there was who else? Who was before Roger Craig? There was Wendell Tyler. All right, there was that offensive line, there was the defense, Ronnie Lott, Charles Haley. I get all that. But if you're going to honor all of those guys, why don't you honor the guy that was the most integral part to the offense? That was Roger Craig. Anybody who has done any kind of studying whatsoever, will realize that Roger Craig meant a whole lot to that San Francisco offense. Why? Because if you look at the way that the West Coast offense should be run, and the West Coast offense was developed by the godfather of the West Coast offense, the late, great Mr. Bill Walsh, it's predicated on a running attack. The Niners had a good running attack. Roger Craig made it great. And, oh, by the way, 1988, he was the Offensive Player of the Year. and you're still and to the Pro Football Committee, even with the senior pro football, you're still not going to honor Roger Craig? Really? What is it? I want to know, what is it that has you voters, senior committee, whatever committee, all in a tiff about keeping the man who invented the 1,000 season out of the Hall of Fame? What the hell is up with that? Whatever reason you have for keeping Roger Craig out of the Hall of Fame is stupid, and you need to get the fuck over it. Yeah, I know I'm cussing. This is the last show I'm doing that too, because like I said, bringing on a lot of changes. But back to business. Whatever reason you have for keeping Roger Craig out of the Hall of Fame is a stupid fucking reason, and you need to quit it. As my wife often says to me, when I get inside my own head, quit that shit. Oh, you want a real? I will show you a play by Roger Craig that should merit him Hall of Fame status alone. Let's go to Anaheim Stadium in 1988, week number 7.
And to give those guys a little extra weight. Roger Craig still on his feet, still running. What a run by Roger Craig. You'll never see a better one than that. From 46 yards. That's going to be in a lot of highlights for a long time. What an effort by Roger Craig. John.
Listen, whenever people talk about who are my 5 greatest running backs, I always include Roger Craig in the bunch. Even with Barry Sanders and Walter Payton and Emmitt Smith, and who are some of the other greats at the time? Thurman Thomas, right? I think I mentioned him. Barry Sanders, John Riggins, all the old school backs. All of the old school backs. Now, there are some running backs that have more numbers than Roger Craig. There are some backs that have the same number of Super Bowls as Roger Craig, because Roger Craig has 3 of them. But remember 2 achievements in the Super Bowl. First of all, Roger Craig was the first to score 3 touchdowns in the Super Bowl. January 20th, 1985, Super Bowl 19. Okay? And the second thing, Super Bowl 23, his running may not have been great, but he caught 9 passes for 101 yards. And the only way he was overshadowed because Jerry Rice caught 11 for 215 and a touchdown. But Roger Craig was integral in that final drive where Montana not only hit Jerry Rice for a 27-yard gain, he hit Roger Craig for a 9-yard gain to get him down to the 10. They take a timeout. They come back. Montana hits Taylor in the end zone for a 10-yard pass, which was Taylor's only catch of the game. But I find it hard to believe that Roger Craig is not in the Hall of Fame. And from the looks of it, he will never see the Hall of Fame. And that's a fucking shame. That's a shame. That's a shame, and that's stupid. Matter of fact, give me this button over here. Speaking of stupid, this is how I feel about them keeping Roger Craig out of the Hall of Fame.
So I realized that I think, even though it's not advertised,
right,
there has to be a place for stupid people. We don't know because we're not stupid, so we don't know anything about it. It's like a secret club society.
Oh my gosh.
So I come to the conclusion that he graduated from SU, stupid university. Yeah, all the stupid ass letters that go along with graduating high honors of being stupid. I can't do no more, man.
Vámonos, dámonos, vámonos. stupid university where everyone graduates magna cum stupid.
That's how I feel about the voters and the senior committee keeping Roger Craig out of the Hall of Fame. That's how I feel. And until that changes, I don't care how many times I get invited to the Hall of Fame ceremony to Canton, Ohio. I may pay the Hall of Fame a visit as a fan, but as a media member, until you elect Roger Craig, you won't see me. Period. That's Snowman's take. What is yours?